Kailan matutuloy ang special session dahil nakadepende pa ito sa magiging resulta ng ipinatawag na command conference ng Pangulo sa mga opisyal ng gobyerno. Sa kasalukuyan naka-adjourn ang sesyon ng Kongreso at babalik ang trabaho ng kongresista sa January 20. Pero kahit wala pang opisyal na request ang Malacanang, sinabi ni Senator Sonny Angara, chairman ng Senate Committee on Finance, na sisimulan nila ang pagkipagdialogo sa Kamara para sa pagtalakay sa anumang contingency fund. Anuman kasi anyang panukala na may kinalaman sa appropriations, kailangan mag-originate sa Kamara, pero tiniyak na papaspasan ang anumang request ng Pangulo. Ayon kay Senator Francis Tolentino, bagamat may pondo ng OWA para sa repatriation ng mga manggagawang Pinoy, kukulangin sa dami ng mga Pinoy na kinakailangang ilikas. Ang sitwasyon anya sa Middle East ay hindi naman natalakay ng busisiin ng Kamara at Senado ang pambansang budget para ngayong taon. Mayorya niya ng pondo gagamitin sa gasolina ng mga barko at C-130 para sa repatriation at iba pang pangailangan ng mga Pinoy mula sa Middle East.
Hindi naman na-consider ng budget hearing yung nangyayari ngayon sa Middle East. So, although may standby funds, ang sinasabi ng Pangulo dapat nandyan yan mas malaki para hindi napaghandaan na natin at hindi kailangan gambalain uli ang Kongreso para mailigtas naman at maisaalang-alang yung
Bukod sa repatriation, dapat rin anyang pagtuunan ng pansin ng gobyerno ang paghahanap ng karagdagang oil reserve.
Pero nakikita ko rin na madagdagan dapat yung oil reserves natin. Kasi sa pangkasalukuyan, 15% lang yung oil reserves ng bansa. So kung maging 30, 40%, malaking buffer yon kung sakaling magkaroon ng malaking sigalot sa Middle East na kakailanganin talaga natin ng dagliang pagtugon sa pangangailangan ng langis.
Sa ngayon, maaari raw munang gamitin ng Malacanang ang bilyon-bilyong pisong contingency funds na nasa OWA para agad matulungan ang mga Pinoy workers na nasa panganib. Para sa Eagle News, may Ann Corvera, IM1 with 25.
Ang iba pang mga balita sa pagbabalik po ng Agila, Pilipinas.
Events happen around us all the time. In our community, in our country, around the world. Events that affect people, move communities, or simply inspire us. Interesting events that people need to know. In these interesting times, we continue to be a competent partner in delivering news about these events. Fast, accurate, balanced. Eagle News, because we live in interesting times.
ASEAN in Focus, Monday to Friday, 2 to 2:30 p.m.
Hello everyone, Nicole Tongo here, greeting you from all the way here at Niagara Falls in Canada. Make sure to watch the Jonas every Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. only on Net 25. Again, I am Nicole Tongo, always one with 25.
Trade Union Congress of the Philippines o TUCP, suportado ang mga hakbang ni Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte sa paghahanda ng pamahalaan sa posibilidad na repatriation ng mga OFW sa gitnang silangan, partikular na sa bansang Iran at Iraq. Si Gerald Ranyes sa detalye.
Suportado ng Trade Union Congress of the Philippines o TUCP ang hakbang ni Pangulong Duterte sa pag-mobilize nito sa mga ahensya ng pamahalaan bilang paghahanda sa posibilidad ng repatriation ng mahigit sa 6,000 manggagawang Pinoy sa Iran at mahigit sa 1,600 naman sa Iraq dahil sa pinangangambahang sigalot ng bansang Amerika at Iran.
TUCP fully supports the move of the President to mobilize the Department of National Defense and the Armed Forces in the Philippines in looking to the repatriation of some 6,000 Filipino workers in Iran and some 1,000 workers in Iraq. We, however, remind our officials that these are only the documented workers, that there are many undocumented. Perhaps the numbers are much more and that it is only the responsibility of this government to bring them home safely, all Filipinos, whether they are documented workers or not.
Tinatayang nasa 1.2 milyong mga OFWs na nagtatrabaho sa mga bansa sa gitnang silangan ang maaaring maapektuhan at maaaring maipit sa giyera kapag lumala ang sitwasyon. Kaya naman hindi umano biro ang sitwasyong ito na kakaharapin ng pamahalaan. Bukod sa kakailanganing pondo, dapat umanong planuhing mabuti. Kaya naman nananawagan sila kay Pangulong Duterte na bumuo ng Council of State na siyang tututok at bubuo ng epektibong contingency plan. Hindi lamang repatriation ng mga Filipino workers, kundi maging ang mga pangunahing suporta o ayuda sa hanap buhay ng mga OFWs. Bukod pa rito, ang malaking bilang rin ng undocumented na mga Pinoy na kailangan ring tulungan.
Just be proactive again, hindi na siya reactive na hindi pa tayo maghintay na may bangkay na. Diba, Ms. Toots? We should discuss already and update the contingency plan. Meron naman tayong contingency plan in place. But we have, yes. So bawat, imagine 1.2 million Filipinos. How do you even half of it lang? Worse pa, most of them do not want to come home. Kasi kung uuwi sila, alam nila inaharap dito. So those are the problems that we have to discuss and update that contingency plan.
Kailangan ding pag-aralan at paghandaan ng gobyerno ang direktang epekto ng sigalot sa pagtaas ng presyo ng produktong petrolyo.
Tungkol sa nangyayari sa ating OFWs at sa emergency crisis situation ng conflict between Iran and US na magkakaroon siguro ng malinaw na consequences para sa 1.2 million OFWs sa Middle East at dito sa atin dahil sa tayo po ay apektado din. Magkakaroon ho ng inkriso sa pagtaas ng presyo ng oil and petroleum products, magkakaroon ho ng inflationary spike, magkakaroon ho ng posibilidad na bababa ang dollar remittances mula na umaabot ho yan ng 30 billion. So, ito po ay crisis situation. Kaya kami po, bukod dito sa panawagan namin na magkaroon ng Council of State na pwedeng ipatawag through an executive order ng bawat agency na concern can be called into doing contingency planning along with business, civil society, and labor. We also support the call now for a session of Congress.
Para sa Eagle News, Gerald Ranyes, I am one with 25.
Sinimulan na ng Bureau of Immigration o BI na direktiba ng gobyerno na magpatupad ng ban sa deployment ng bagong hired na domestic workers sa Kuwait. Sa isang pahayag, sinabi ni BI Acting Port Operations Division Chief Grifton Medina, pinayuhan na ang immigration officer sa iba't ibang international ports na istriktong ipatupad ang ban na ipinag-utos ng Department of Labor and Employment o DOLE. Ipinatupad niya na ahensya ang nasabing ban matapos na matanggap ang kopya ng resolution nitong Enero 3 na inilabas ng Philippine Overseas Employment Agency o POEA na nagpapatupad ng partial deployment ban sa lahat ng newly hired domestic workers sa Gulf State. Ang partial deployment ban ay inilabas matapos ang pagkamatay ng OFW na si Ginaline Padernel Villavende na hinihinalang namatay sa mismong kamay ng kanyang employer. Una rito, sinabi ni Labor Secretary Silvestre Bello III na saklaw ng ban ang mga first-time household service workers, maging ang mga nagbabakasyon na kasambahay. Hindi naman saklaw ng ban ang mga skilled worker at professionals, maging ang mga manggagawa na nakakuha ng Overseas Employment Certificate o Exit Clearance bago o mismong sa Enero 3. Labi ng biktimang OFW na si Jeneline Villavende na pinatay ng kanyang amo sa Kuwait, darating na sa bansa ngayong araw. Total ban ng pagpapadala ng household workers sa Kuwait nararapat lamang ayon sa TUCP. Si Gerald Ranyes sa detalye.
Nakatakdang dumating sa bansa ang mga labi ng OFW na si Jenalyn Villavende, ang 26 na taong gulang na kasambahay na sinasabing pinatay ng kanyang amo sa Kuwait nito lamang December. Mariin itong ikinokondina at hustisyang panawagan ng Trade Union Congress of the Philippines o TUCP at total ban din ang sigaw ng grupo dahil mistulang hindi na raw natuto ang pamahalaan dahil sa paulit-ulit na pagmamaltrato at pang-aabuso sa mga household workers natin sa bansang Kuwait.
TUCP says enough is enough. Let us stop. Let us stop the deployment of all household service workers to Kuwait. Total ban. No more ifs or buts. This is an indication that the MOA has not worked. And our message to Kuwait is that we will no longer deploy our household workers to be assaulted, to be raped, and to be killed. We ask the government today to undertake this total ban. We learned that it is only in October of 2018 that a technical working group, or TWG, was convened involving both governments, with our representatives being led by Undersecretary Barley and Special Envoy to Kuwait, Secretary Mamao. We understand that at the time we were discussing the possibility of putting into the standard service contract the terms that were present in the MOA. After October 2018, the TWG, again, after the initial meeting, October 2018, the TWG never met again. And therefore, standard POEA contract for Filipino workers in Kuwait was not revised to reflect the language of the MOA that was intended to further secure the lives and limbs of OFW.
Matatandaan noong 2018, nagpataw si Pangulong Duterte ng total ban sa Kuwait matapos madiskubre ang bangkay ni Joanna Di Mafeles na isinilid ng kanyang amo sa freezer. Subalit muling binuksan ito dahil sa nagkaroon ng Memorandum of Agreement sa pagitan ng gobyerno ng Pilipinas at Kuwait government dahil inilatag ang mga kasunduan para sa mga pangunahing karapatan at proteksyon ng mga OFW, partikular na ang mga kasambahay roon. Kaya naman sa pangyayaring ito maliwanag na hindi ito nasusunod at naipapatupad at may kapabayaan umano ang mga concerned agencies ng ating gobyerno. Tinatayang nasa 200 kaso ng OFW ang namatay sa Kuwait sa mga nakalipas na taon.
Ito ay napakalungkot na pangyayari na kailangan may mamatay na naman na OFW bago magkaroon ng reforma. Ngayon, sinasabi ho ng DOL na magkakaroon ho daw ng pagkonsidera na ililift yung partial deployment kung magkaroon ng charges dun sa employers ni Jenilyn. Anong klaseng kalokohan po yan? Those charges will not bring Jenilyn back to life. Putting a new standard contract next week will not revive her. Mr. President, your officials have to answer why they did not act on this Memorandum of Agreement from May 2018 to now. Napakalungkot po nito. Meron hong 200 na namatay na po sa last 4 years na OFW sa Kuwait. There are 30 cold cases na hindi nagmumove, na supposed suicides, supposed unknown causes of death. Yan sa 30 cold cases na yan sa Kuwait, lahat po ay kababaihan.
Samantala, hiling naman ni Susan Opley ng Blast Opley Center na dapat paigtimin ng gobyerno ang mga pulisiya na nagpoprotekta sa ating mga OFWs. Magpahanggang ngayon raw kasi marami pa rin sa ating mga kababayan ang naluloko ng mga illegal recruiter at nahuhulog sa human trafficking. Mas makabubuti umano na sa mga lokal na pamahalaan pa lamang sa kanilang nasasakupan ay papaigtingin na ang pagsugpo sa mga illegal recruitment. Isa pa raw dito, mahirap din daw habulin ng batas natin ang mga illegal recruiter kapag sa labas ng bansa nangyari ang transaction na karaniwang naiingganyo at nabibiktima ang mga undocumented.
Hold kasi sa batas natin sa Migrant Workers Act at saka sa Anti-Trafficking Act, no? Even as we speak, isa information ng Philippine Embassy natin in Iraq, there's an average of 5 to 10 women still entering Iraq. illegally recruited and awaiting employment there as domestic workers. So may black market sa Iraq for Filipino domestic workers. And we have human trafficking syndicates not only based here but also based in Dubai and in some other third country that shepherd our women, no, to this alert level 4 country. So what we recommend is for an amendment to the Anti-Trafficking Act wherein pag yung Filipino na recruit outside the Philippines by another Filipino to enter a third country as a tourist worker subject to for purposes of exploitation, that this should be considered as human trafficking and extraterritoriality of our law should apply.
Napapanahon na umano ang mas malalim na pag-aaral at konkretong aksyon para sa kapakanan ng ating mga bayaning OFWs.
So, kung may aalok ng trabaho pero sinasabi magtuturista ka muna and then tsaka namin aayusin yung papel, please report ka kaagad sa IACAT. 1343. Yun yung action line ng IACAT. Or they can approach TUCP or the OFLE Center.
Para sa Eagle News, Gerald Ranyes, I am 1 with 25.
Vice President Leni Robredo tumangging sagutin ang pagtawag sa kanya ni Pangulong Duterte na colossal blunder. Si Moira Encina sa detalye.
Ayaw patulan ni Vice President Leni Robredo ang pagtawag sa kanya ni Pangulong Duterte na isang colossal blunder matapos sabihin palpak ang gera kontra droga ng gobyerno. Ayon kay Robredo, hindi niya sasagutin o idedepensa ang sarili sa mga impresyon sa kanya. Karapatan niya ng Pangulo na sabihin kung ano ang tingin nito sa kanya. Pero naniligan ang Vice Presidente na nagtrabaho siya ng maayos sa 18 araw niya bilang ICAD co-chairperson. Ipinagtanggol pa ng Vice Presidente ang kanyang drug war report. Pakinggan natin ang nagpapatuloy na pulong balitaan dito sa Maynila kasama si Vice President Leni Robredo.
Hindi naman daw totoo.
Ikaklaro ko yun.
Klaro mo nga yun, ma'am.
Ito, nung sinabi niya yon, ang dami nakarinig.
Okay.
Nung sinabi niya yon, yung buong board niya nandun. Pero ngayon, syempre, ine-expect ko yung board niya ipoprotect na din siya. And my chief of staff was there. Meron akong, wala pa akong ganong, actually, that particular day, papunta ako sa DDB kasi I was doing the rounds Galing akong DILG, galing akong DOH. That particular day, meron akong meeting with DDB. Di ba yung PIDEA sa DDB, same building? So, nung nalaman ng PIDEA, napapunta ako sa DDB, they requested, ang request lang nga nila, 15 minutes. They requested for 15 minutes before the DDB meeting to meet with them. So sabi ko, okay, ang meeting ko sa DDB, if I am not mistaken, 9 o'clock in the morning. I was there 8:30. I was there 8:30. Dumiretso ako sa PIDEA, sa first floor. Dumiretso ako sa PIDEA sa first floor. Pagpasok ko, eto na yung grabe na yung controversy about the high value targets. Pagpasok ko, nandun yung buong board ng PIDEA, kaming dalawa, parang ang itsura ng table, long table siya pero parang U-shape. Nandun kami sa kabisera. Ni Director General Aquino. Yung Chief of Staff ko was on my right, Yusek Boyet D. Meron siyang mga, sa lamesa, meron siyang makakapal na mga folders na yun daw yung listahan ng high value targets. Tapos, meron siyang presentation. Naka-ready na, naka-on na nga yung PowerPoint. Pero pinigilan ko siya. Sabi ko, teka muna, meron ako letter kay Presidente asking for the limits of my mandate. Pwede bang hintayin na lang natin yon? Sabi ko, ayokong buksan yung pinapakita mo sa akin na folders ng high-value targets. Kasi pag sinabi ng presidente na hindi ko yung trabaho, hindi ko na yan papakialaman. So, I refused to open the folders. And that was the time that he said, basta ma'am, wag mo kaming iiwan. Hindi ko alam, pero yun, eksakto yung pagkasabi niya. And ang sabi, tumatawa nga ako, ang sabi ko sa kanya, hindi ko kayo iiwan, pero na lang kung ako yung tanggalin. Tapos, sinasabi niya na mahirap kasi na USEC lang ako. Implying na mahirap magpasunod sa lahat, na USEC lang siya, nakatulong sana na ako yung nagbibigay ng direksyon. Yun yung pagkasabi niya, pero hindi ko ma-imagine, marami sa amin nakarinig, hindi naman kami lang dalawa yung nag-uusap. Nandun yung buong board niya, nandun yung aking chief of staff.
Pabulong lang yun.
Hindi pa bulong eh. Hindi pa bulong kasi nag-uusap kaming ganyan, pero I think narinig naman ng lahat. Pero sa akin nga, my word against his. Hindi naman yun importante dito eh. Hindi na siya importante. Pero sa akin, hindi ko lang ma-imagine na magsisinungaling ka about it.
Hindi, sinabi niya, nagmakaawa. Hindi ko yung sinasabi niyo to, parang ang salita niya, nagmakaawa na, wag iwan.
Hindi naman nagmakaawa. Ang sabi niya lang, ma'am, wag mo kaming iwan. Yan yung...
Hindi intrigue yun. Kinaklaro nga eh.
Walang matanda dito.
Hindi, ang nagiging problema kasi masyadong magang batas sa Pilipinas lalo na yung parusa doon sa mga involved sa drugs. Mapaparo na ba kayo doon sa, dapat may bitay na talaga doon sa mga involved sa sindikato ng...
Ako kasi sir, again, evidence-based. Tingnan natin yung experience ng ibang mga bansa na pumasok din sa ganitong kampanya. Hindi talaga naging deterrent ang death penalty. Hindi talaga siya, hindi siya yung naging dahilan para mawala yung problema. Pag titingnan natin yung experiences from other countries, talagang naging matagumpay yung kampanya nung binigyan ng maraming investment yung prevention, yung rehabilitation, at yung reintegration. Naalala natin yung experience ng Thailand. Di ba yung experience ng Thailand, grabe yung patayan? And then nung nagkaroon ng investigation, more than half of those who were killed were apparently hindi naman drug personalities. Kahit yung mga bansa na may death penalty, hindi yun nangangahulugan na hindi nangahulugan na na-resolve nila yung problema nila sa drugs. So yung sa akin, napakahalaga na data-driven, napakahalaga na evidence-based. Kasi kailangan nating matuto from the lessons of other countries, from their experiences. Pag titingnan natin yung aking report, nag-cite ako ng ibang best practices. Kasi talaga namang dito sa Pilipinas, marami ng LGUs yung magaganda yung ginagawa. Halimbawa yung Quezon City, yung information system ng Quezon City, sobrang husay. Sa akin lang, ma-approximate lang natin yung information system on a national level. Marami tayong mariresolve na mga problema. So yung sa akin, pag-aralan natin, ano ba yung mga nag-work at ano yung hindi. At yung mga hindi nag-work, wag na natin paulit-ulit na gagawin kasi proven na nga hindi nag-work.
Yun nga nakikita ko, talagang falls apart kay Presidente. Ikaw you treat drug problem as a health problem. Si President is a law enforcement problem.
Pero okay naman yun. Pero sa tingin ko kasi sa kahit anong problema, makakabuti na nakikinig at bukas na matuto sa iba. Kasi, halimbawa, one of my recommendations is for ICAD to open its doors to private sector participation. Kasi, when I was with ICAD, and until now, that I am no longer with ICAD, nag-engage kaming marami with private groups who are pushing for the same advocacy. And tingin ko, magbe-benefit yung kampanya pag pinakinggan yung iba.
At yan ang naging pahayag ni Vice President Leni Robredo kaugnay sa inihayag ng PDEA na mali ang datos na ibinigay ng pangalawang Pangulo kaugnay sa war on drugs ng pamahalaan. Samantala, kinontra ng Philippine National Police ang pahayag ni Vice President Leni Robredo na massive failure ang kampanya kontra illegal na droga ng Administrasyong Duterte. Giit ng PNP, hindi 1% kundi may tuturing na 100% success rate ng war on drugs dahil lumalabas sa survey na mayorya ng mga Filipino ang sumusuporta dito. Ang detalye sa report ni Mar Gabriel.
With all due respect, I beg to disagree with the public relations bombshell of the Vice President Robredo of the national anti-drug campaign as a massive failure. Whether her numbers are merely an estimate or the exact value, in any case, the figure derived is totally wrong.
Aminado ang liderato ng Philippine National Police na nasaktan sila nang tawaging massive failure ni Vice President Leni Robredo ang kampanya laban sa illegal na droga na binigyan pa niya ng gradong 1%. Giit ni PNP Officer in Charge Lieutenant General Archie Gamboa, hindi sapat ang 18 araw ni Robredo bilang co-chair ng ICAD para magbigay ng kanyang assessment sa kampanya na 3 taon nang umaarangkada. Mali din daw ang ginawang computation ni Robredo sa estimate ng PNP Drug Enforcement Group.
Now, remember, yun ay estimate. Hindi namin sinabi yun na yun ang nasa streets. Because if you have little knowledge on the statistics that you present, it could be very risky. And ito nga yung ginawa niya. Kinumpare niya yung consumption na 3 tons per day as against doon sa achievement, which in the very first place is not even mathematically acceptable. No?
Para sa PNP, 100% ang success rate ng war on drugs kung ang mga tamang record ang pagbabasehan. Mula daw kasi ng simula ng kampanya noong 2016, umabot na umano sa 14 na clandestine laboratory at 419 na drug dens ang sinalakay at winasak ng mga otoridad. Sa pamamagitan nito, napahinto daw ang local production ng shabu sa bansa. Sa loob ng 3 taon, 5.1 tons ng shabu, 2.2 tons ng marijuana, 500 kilograms ng cocaine at higit sa 42,000 ng ecstasy pills ang nasabat ng mga otoridad na nagkakahalaga ng 40.39 billion pesos. Patuloy din daw ang paghahabol nila sa mga high-value target at pagsasagawa ng case build-up laban sa mga ito, kasama na ang financial investigation.
The amount of drugs confiscated is not the only measurement. What's the general situation of the crime now since 2016? It had declined since then. 8 out of 10 Filipinos believe on the success. How can he claim on that very simple statistics that she is now presenting na failure yung aming campaign against illegal drugs?
Hindi rin matanggap ni Lieutenant General Camilo Casculan na siyang tumatayong chairman ng PNP Oversight Committee on Illegal Drugs ang komento ng Vice Presidente. Sampal din daw ito sa pamilya ng 55 pulis na nasawi sa gitna ng gera kontra sa illegal na droga.
Ang kulang lang po siguro ni Vice President is she was not able to focus actually on the issues and concerns of this drug problem, which she has to know. We are open for anytime for briefing to her para at least malaman niya ang katotohanan. Hindi po yung magbibigay ng issue. It's about time maybe for us to help each other. No? Hindi ho politiko ang gawain ng police. We are law enforcers and we will implement what is supposed to be done.
Nilinaw naman ng PNP na bukas sila sa anumang suhestyon para mapaganda at maisaayos pang kampanya kontra droga at makamit ang target na drug-free Philippines. Para sa Eagle News, Mar Gabriel, I am one with 25.
Halos 8 sa bawat 10 Filipino ang naniniwalang may ninja cops sa Philippine National Police o PNP. Batay sa December 2019 Social Weather Stations o SWS survey. Ang ninja cops ay ang mga pulis na sinasabing ibinebenta muli ang mga ilegal na droga na kanilang nakukumpiska sa mga operasyon. Batay sa survey ng SWS, 78% ng mga Pinoy ang naniniwala na may ninja cops, 15% ang hindi tiyak. at 4% lamang ang hindi naniniwala. Nagbigay ito ng net belief score na plus 70. Tinanong din sa survey kung naniniwala o hindi ang mga Pinoy sa akusasyon na si dating PNP Chief Oscar Albayalde ay protektor ng mga ninja cops. Lumabas na 50% o 50% ang naniniwalang protektor ng ninja cops si Albayalde. 13% ang hindi naniniwala at 37% ang hindi tiyak. Nagbigay naman ito ng net belief score na plus 37. Sa tanong naman kung gaano karami ang ninja cops sa PNP, 23% ng mga Pinoy ang nagsabi na talagang marami. 44% ang nagsabing medyo marami, 28% ang nagsabing kaunti lang, at 3% ang nagsabing halos wala. Pinakamataas ang net belief sa Metro Manila sa akusasyong may ninja cops sa PNP matapos magtala ng plus 77. Sa akusasyon namang protektor ng ninja cops si Albayalde, pinakamataas ang net belief sa Visayas na nagtala ng plus 43. Sa pananaw na marami ang ninja cops, pinakamataas sa Metro Manila na may plus 79%. Isinagawa ng SWS ang survey ukol sa ninja cops mula December 13 hanggang 16 sa pamamagitan ng face-to-face interviews sa 1,200 adults sa buong bansa. Ang iba pang mga balita sa pagbabalik po ng Agila, Pilipinas.
Patuloy ang pagtaas ng kaso ng dengue sa bansa. Kaya naman, mahalagang alamin ang mga sintomas para sa agarang aksyon. Gaya ng lagnat, pananakit sa likod ng mata, pananakit ng ulo, rashes, pagsusuka, at pananakit at pamamaga ng mga kasukasuan. Kapag may lagnat ng lagpas ng 2 araw, magpakonsulta agad.
Agila Balita, Lunes hanggang Biyernes, alas 12 ng tanghali hanggang 1:00 ng hapon.
Dapat na magsilbing aral para sa Pilipinas ang nangyayaring bushfire sa Australia. Ayon sa grupong kalikasan People's Network for the Environment, nais nilang gumawa ng hakbang ang gobyerno laban sa climate change. Maaari kasi nilang tumindi pa ang nararanasang abnormal na panahon kung hindi maagapan ang pabago-bagong panahon. Noong 2018 ay kinilala ng think tank group na German Watch ang Pilipinas bilang ikalawa sa listahan ng mga bansa na apektado ng matinding weather events. Patay ang isang motor rider matapos na maaksidente sa Ortigas Avenue, Pasig City kaninang madaling araw. Si Erlo Bringas sa detalye.
Binabaybay lamang ng rider na ito ang kahabaan ng Ortigas Avenue sa Pasig City hating gabi nang hindi inaasahan ang nangyari. Sumemplang ito sa kalsada saka ito sumuot sa ilalim ng bus matapos itong mawala ng kontrol. Pasintabi sa kumakain dahil sa lakas at tindi ng pagkakaaksidente ng rider. Nabasag ang bungo nito. Ayon sa nakakitang rider, nakasunuran lang ng biktima sa kalsada. Gumigewang-gewang pa daw ang biktima bago ito tuloy ang sumemplang na sa kalsada.
Pagkatumba niya, bumusina na ako para marinig ng bus, para tumigil yung bus. Pero hindi mabilis yung bus. Pag ano niya, hinabol ko na agad yung bus, pinigilan ko na kasi baka tumakbo.
Gate naman ng bus driver, hindi niya napansin na may sumuot na pala sa ilalim ng kanyang bus. Nakarinig na lamang siya ng lagabog at dito niya napagtanto na natamaan na pala niya ang biktima. Biyaheng Infanta Quezon na sana ang bus na ilang minuto pa lamang na nakakaalis sa terminal.
Nandi ako kasi normal lang sa kalsada, nakatingin ako, nagdadrive. Siyempre pagka-trapikan or git-gitan, tumitingin po kami sa side by side. Nagulat na nga lang dahil may umanong ganun. Kaya huminto ako, baka may bumangga sa likod or huminto kami.
Handa namang makipagtulungan ang bus driver at iniimbestigahan na ng Pasig Police ang insidente habang patuloy naman ang kanilang paalala sa mga motor rider na maging maingat lalo na kung madulas ang kalsada. Para sa Eagle News, Arlo Bingas, I am 1 with 25.
Dalawang miyembro ng Moro National Liberation Front o MNLF sa Basilan patay dahil sa raydo. May detalye si Eli Dumabok.
Dalawang miyembro ng Moro National Liberation Front o MNLF ang napatay sa engkwentro ng dalawang magkalabang angkan sa Barangay Babag sa bayan ng Tabuan Lasa sa probinsya ng Basilan. Pinangalanan ni Police Colonel Rodolfo Albortra Jr., Provincial Director ng PNP Basilan, ang mga napatay na sina Istalin Mukahil at Basit Kangal, kapwa miyembro ng MNLF na nakikipaglaban sa mga miyembro naman ng pamilya Sandong sa naturang isla. Ayon sa pulis opisyal, posibleng may kaugnayan sa rido o labanan ng mga angkan sa Basilan ang madugong sinapit. Agad namang rumisponde ang mga tauhan ng pulis at sundalo sa lugar para hindi na maulit ang ganitong mga awayan ng mga malalaking angkan sa Basilan na nakakaapekto sa pag-aaral ng mga kabataan. Sinikap naman ni Basilan Governor Jim Hataman Saliman na mapagkasundo kaagad ang pamilya Mukahil at Sandong para tuldukan ang kanilang hindi napagkasundo ang bagay na nagresulta sa madugong engkwentro. Eli Dumabok, Eagle News, I am 1 with 25.
Cleanup drive isinagawa ng mga miyembro ng Bureau of Fire Protection sa Misamis Occidental. May detalye si Dia Marmi Bazar.
Nagsagawa ng cleanup drive ang mga tauhan ng Bureau of Fire Protection o BFP sa Misamis Occidental. Sa Tangub City, nilinis ng mga tauhan ng Tangub City Fire Station sa panguna ni Senior Inspector Emmanuel Nagpala ang baybay ng Barangay Makilaw. Sa munisipalidad naman ng Aloran, nagtulong-tulong mga tauhan ng Aloran Municipal Fire Station sa panguna ni Senior Fire Officer 2 Ronito Jose Caet sa paglilinis sa pampang ng ilog sa Barangay Dalisay. Ang nasabing cleanup drive activities ay pakikibahagi ng BFP sa rehabilitasyon ng mga dalampasigan, ilog at lawa sa buong bansa. Mula rito sa Misamis Occidental, para sa Eagle News, Dia Mari Bazar, I am 1 with 25.
Retiradong pulis patay matapos pagbabarilin sa bayan ng Dimataling, Zamboanga del Sur. Mga suspect at large pa rin. May detalye si Ferdinand Libor.
Dead on the spot ang isang retiradong pulis matapos pagbabarilin ng di pa kilalang salarin sa Provincial Highway ng Puroksais, Barangay Kagawasan, bayan ng Dimataling sa Zamboanga del Sur. Kinilala ang biktima na si Vicente Bulusan Chofilo, 56 anyos, residente sa Purokay Mito, Barangay Poblasyon sa bayan ng Pitogo. Base sa inisyal na investigasyon ng Dimataling PNP, pinapara umano ng dalawang di pa kilalang suspect na nagkunwaring pasahero ang minamaniho ng biktima na pampasahirong van. Ngunit sa halip na sumakay, ay bigla na lang umanong pinagbabaril ang mga suspect ang nasabing biktima. Nagtamo ng 3 tama ng bala ang biktima sa kanyang ulo na naging dahilan sa kanyang agarang kamatayan. Nakuha sa crime scene ang 3 basyo ng kalibre 45 baril. Matapos ang insidente, agad ikinasa ang hot pursuit operation laban sa mga tumakas sa suspect. Isa naman sa tinitingnan na motibo sa pamamaril ay ang personal na away. Nagpapatuloy pa ang investigasyon sa insidente. Mula rito sa Zamboanga del Sur, para sa Eagle News, Ferdinand Libor, I am 1 with 25.
At yan po ang mga balitang pumapagaspas saan mang panig ng Pilipinas. Hanggang sa muli, ito ang Agila Pilipinas. Sa pangalan po ng mga bumubuo ng Eagle News Service, ako po si Pia Okot Galang, I am 1 with 25.
Agila Balita, Lunes hanggang Biyernes, alas 12 ng tanghali hanggang 1:00 ng hapon.
Now in its 51st year, Eagle Broadcasting Corporation has held various child care and development programs. With the support of participating organizations and sponsors, EBC conducted the following activities. Sports clinic program wherein basketball coaches and players taught students the importance of discipline.
So if I say 3 claps, 2 claps, 1, 2, 3, 0.
Confidence.
Fire! Stance!
And teamwork. Free haircut. Free massage. Feeding programs. School supplies distribution. And storytelling, spearheaded by Net 25 Kids.
Sa kanya, nagkasakit po. Nagkasakit.
EBC Cares, enabling a better community.
We live in interesting times. Today's stories. Wildfires continue to burn through Australia. The aftermath of flooding in Indonesia. A miracle of modern medicine. Preserving a dying language. A beauty contest for elephants. Turning factories into farms. Helping the hungry put food on the table. Guerrero continues to wow audiences. And in sports, in hockey, the Vancouver Canucks extend their winning streak. Basketball's Toronto Raptors drop a game to the Boston Celtics. And a basketball league started by boxer Manny Pacquiao. I'm Thomas I. Likeness with Eagle News, broadcasting from our studio in Edmonton, Canada, bringing you stories from around the globe. We hear a lot about the wildfires in Australia. The scale of this months-long bushfire crisis is unprecedented. Since late September, the fires have claimed at least 20 lives. Dozens more are missing. The flames have scorched or destroyed more than 1,300 homes. More than 100,000 people have been ordered out of their homes, and that occurred across 3 states in Australia. Now, this inferno has eaten through an area double the size of Hawaii. Let's look beyond the numbers and put a human face on this crisis. David Sims lives in Lake Conjola, a small coastal community in New South Wales. Sims' description of the fires that hit the community on New Year's Eve sounds like a war zone.
We heard the helicopters go across. They were dropping buckets in the lake. We then saw 3 or 4 small fires go to medium fires on the far side of the lake. And literally within 10 minutes of the first chopper dropping their buckets, embers started to come across the lake, started to burn the ground foliage, and there were spot fires everywhere.
As the flames got closer, Sims says everyone in the community pitched in.
I don't know if it was the beauty of a small coastal town, but yeah, everyone just banded together. You know, people that you didn't know, you know, were just coming in and helping you. I was dragging a hose and it was quite heavy. Some fella just pops out of a house and just grabbed it. And we were working together for a couple of 3 hours and didn't even ask each other's names. It was just, there was a job there to be done, so we did it.
Sims says battling the blazes is taking a toll on the firefighters.
At the end of the day, they were just exhausted, like physically exhausted. You know, they've come from Bateman's Bay, other towns. We can only see a small snapshot of what happened here, you know, but people aren't fresh. They've come from other bushfires, you know, so they were just quite literally lifting up their BA masks, necking water, and then putting their BA back on, and then just helping out.
Now, Sims was one of the lucky ones. He did not lose his house. The cleanup is underway in Indonesia following those torrential rains last week. Flash floods and landslides killed at least 43 people in the Jakarta region. Now, the new threat is disease outbreaks. Residents forced out of their homes by flooding remain in emergency shelters. Food and water is running low. About 11,000 health workers and soldiers are distributing medicine, disinfectant hygiene kits, and food. They're trying to prevent an outbreak of hepatitis A. Other disease threats include dengue fever and infections from contact with dead animals. Infrastructure problems in Jakarta made things worse this year. The region has poor drainage and rampant overdevelopment. Medical science and a bone marrow transplant from his brother have helped a 7-year-old boy rebuild his immune system. The boy named Johan was born with a genetic disorder. His body could not fight off certain bacterial and fungal infections. But an experimental procedure done at the Children's National Hospital in Washington, D.C. has given Johan a new lease on life. Immunologist Dr. Michael Keller headed up the team who treated Johan. Keller took cells from the bone marrow of Johan's brother Thomas, who did not have the disorder.
Where we can take T cells from a bone marrow transplant donor, pick out the ones that fight viruses, and then give them back to a bone marrow transplant recipient after transplant to boost up their immunity against several viruses.
Keller says the hope is Johan will have a normal lifespan.
Bone marrow transplant is, I mean, it's 50 years old in the U.S. I mean, it's still not entirely clear what will happen to the patients when they're older adults. We very much hope that it will be a lasting cure for all the children that we apply it to.
Now, there are no guarantees with experimental treatments, and Johan's mother, Maren Chamorro, says she understood the risks that they were taking for her son.
Those type of things are experimental. You also have to weigh the pluses and minuses, but again, as far as it goes with Dr. Keller, I have the utmost respect and trust for where he felt it was and what sort of benefit it could have for Johan.
Keller hopes this treatment will become more widely available, but there are hindrances. The chief obstacles are the complexity of the process and the costs, which can run into thousands of dollars. Do you know anyone who speaks Ladino? Now, it's the 500-year-old language of the Jewish people who settled in Istanbul in Turkey. Ladino is a unique mix of Castilian and Hebrew with sprinklings of Turkish, Arabic, and Greek. It emerged when the Jews were expelled from Spain in 1492. Many of them ended up in the Ottoman Empire, which became Turkey. And now, the fight is on to preserve the language which is teetering on the brink of extinction. Turkey now has the largest community of Jews in the Middle East outside of Israel. That number's around 15,000. Ladino was passed down through the generations, peaking in popularity in the 19th century. But it increasingly fell out of use in favor of French among Jews in the later Ottoman period. Turkey's neutrality during the Second World War spared Ladino speakers the decimation of Jewish communities in other parts of the region. However, today the remaining practitioners are mostly advanced in age. Karen Sarhan has dedicated her life to saving Ladino. Sarhan says there's been a resurgence of interest in the language lately.
I feel it's our duty to leave as much material as possible to future generations so that if they're interested, if they want to know where they came from, what people were speaking about and how they spoke and what their sense of humor was or what their philosophy in life was, then they will have the material in their hands.
Sarhan knows that Ladino is losing out to more useful languages such as English and Spanish, and in hopes of reaching younger readers, she posts regular tutorials on social media. According to UNESCO, more than 100,000 people still speak Ladino around the world. They're mostly in Israel, where tens of thousands of Jews from the former Ottoman Empire have immigrated to in recent decades. And now I'm going to tell you about a beauty contest with a difference. In Nepal, the country holds an annual celebration for elephants. It's a 9-day event, and now let's meet the winner. With her toenails painted red and a lotus on her trunk, 35-year-old Bafkali took top honors. More than 25 pachyderms were entered in the event. But while the elephants were judged on how well they were decorated and groomed, officials also checked their heads and ears for signs of beatings. Many outsiders were also looking for signs of abuse at the celebration. Now, this event has been held in the Chitwan district, home to... Up next, vertical farming in Japan, helping the hungry in Vancouver, and moviegoers in Ottawa and Montreal take in the EBC production of Guerrero. This is Eagle News.
Ang himig ng lahi, tuwing linggo alas 8 ng gabi, dito lang sa Net 25.
ASEAN in Focus, Monday to Friday, 2 to 2:30 p.m.
You're watching Eagle News. I'm Thomas I. Likeness. What do you do when your country can't interest people in farming? Well, you grow food in a factory. In Japan, a vegetable factory near Kyoto is producing 30,000 heads of lettuce under artificial light with barely any human intervention. Now, what prompted this innovation? The average age of Japanese farmers is 67, and few people want to replace them. That's forced the country to become a pioneer in so-called vertical farming. One of the few companies to turn a quick profit is Spread. The company produces about 11 million heads of lettuce annually from this factory. The building is a vast sterile area where the vegetables are stacked on shelves several meters high. Machines move the heads of lettuce around the factory to areas where light, temperature, and humidity are ideal for that stage of growth. The process works without soil or pesticides. Only a dozen or so people work there, and that's just to collect the lettuce at the end of the process. Other countries have employed vertical farming techniques, notably Denmark and the United States. But Japan's population crisis means farmers are dying out, and many are questioning how the world's third largest economy will feed itself. Vancouver is a prosperous city, but for many, that prosperity has eluded them. Basics such as having enough food are hard to come by. Eagle News correspondent Arnie Aquino tells us about a church group that is trying to fill that need.
Here at the Greater Vancouver Food Bank, members of the Church of Christ are volunteering their time and effort for a good cause. Maurice Torrio, one of the volunteers here at the food bank, tells us why he chose to join in to volunteer his time at the food sorting.
Just to give back to the community, because there are many other people who are not fortunate who will be receiving these foods, and with these organizations like the food bank, they could really use a lot of help in organizing everything and getting these items to those who really need it in the community. For me today, was pretty much just sorting through the canned goods and other donated foods. We were pretty much checking if they're not expired and sorting them to different food categories.
The main organizer of this event, Megan Nicholas, tells us why they decided to volunteer here today.
I just checked online. I looked up different ways that we could give back to the community, and this is one of the first ones that came up. And I know that the church has done a lot of donations to the food bank in the past. We did a lot of food drives, and I thought this was just a good way to sort of do something a little bit smaller scale, but also giving back to the community.
Asked about the feedback they received for volunteering, this is what Megan had to say.
They're always welcoming new volunteers, and I think they were glad that it was a group of volunteers because there's a lot of donations that come in here. They were just telling us earlier that they get, millions and billions of things, and everything or everybody that works here are all volunteers, and without them they wouldn't be able to get the food out and the donations out to the people who need them. So they're always very welcoming, and as soon as I contacted them, they were very willing to accept us.
The Greater Vancouver Food Bank receives donations from individuals and organizations within the community to help those afflicted with food insecurity. From Vancouver, Arnie Aquino, Eagle News, 1 with 25.
A treat for movie fans in Ottawa and Montreal. Eagle News correspondent Sabir Mufti reviews a recent showing of the EBC Films production of Guerrero.
Guerrero, an Eagle News broadcasting film production, written and directed by Carlo J. Cuevas, simultaneously screens in both Ottawa and Montreal, Canada. Moviegoers in both locations are delighted to see this much-awaited film.
The movie follows the story of Ramon Guerrero, a boxer who experiences triumphs and failures in life with sheer determination and help of his younger brother Miguel. The film garnered numerous awards and nominations globally, such as Best in Feature Comedy Film in Amsterdam International Film Festival, Best Editing in a Foreign Language Film at Madrid International Film Festival, and Best Foreign Feature in Los Angeles Film Festival Awards. Guerrero was nominated Best Editing of a Foreign Language Film at the 2018 Nice International Film Festival of World Cinema in France.
Guerrero is also the first venture of EBC Films in the production of inspirational movies, a movie that inspires moviegoers with life's values and real-life lessons that is different from the norm and culture. EBC Films anticipate that it will make people laugh and cry, but most importantly, it wants to inspire Filipinos here and around the world to face life with greater vigor and fight for their faith with stronger zeal.
What's your favorite part about the movie? The scenes between the brothers and how they really show how they care and love one another. I think it was very adorable. So I liked those scenes, especially the little kid who was very adorable. What did you learn about the movie? I learned that life will have a lot of failures, but I think what is important is that we must always continue on and strive to persevere in our lives. So I think that's what I took from the movie overall.
My favorite part was that where the little kid had to express his feelings to his brother at the end, and then he found out where he was.
What lesson did you learn?
that no matter what happens, whatever like trials you face, never give up and keep trying, keep on going on.
How did you like the movie? The movies were pretty good with a very inspiring message. Ups and downs are a part of life, and it's been always how you imagine the life, how you pretend to live it. As the movie is very inspiring, the message was losing is a temporary part of the life. If you keep moving forward, you will be in the winning corner as well.
With the success of this film, moviegoers worldwide are anticipating for the next Guerrero film. Reporting from Ottawa and Montreal, Canada, this is Sabir Mufti. I am one with 25.
Still to come, a full sports package. In hockey, the Vancouver Canucks come up winners. Basketball's Toronto Raptors, not so lucky. And a basketball league with a connection to boxer Manny Pacquiao. You're watching Eagle News.
Hi guys, this is Dan from ABC UAE Bureau, reminding you to watch Digital Nest every Tuesday and Thursday at 7:30 p.m. I am one with 25.
ASEAN in Focus, Monday to Friday, 2 to 2:30 p.m.
This is Eagle News. I'm Thomas I. Likeness. These days, it seems hockey's Vancouver Canucks just can't lose. Eagle News correspondent Anthony Sevilla updates us on the team's winning streak.
The Vancouver Canucks defeated the New York Rangers 2-1 to extend the Canucks' longest winning streak this season to 7 games.
The Vancouver Canucks' 50th season celebration continued as the organization hosted their 90s era night when they faced off against the New York Rangers at Rogers Arena. A special pre-game ceremony featured legendary Canucks players of the 90s. Among those honored were Arthur Griffiths, Jurke Lume, David Babich, Captain Kirk McLean, Greg Adams, Cliff Ronning, and Gino Ojic, all members of the Canucks team in the 1994 Stanley Cup Finals against the New York Rangers. Kelly Quinn, the daughter of the late Pat Quinn, the former Canucks head coach, attended in his honor. Kelly Quinn dropped the puck in the opening ceremonial face-off at center ice. The matchup between the Canucks and the Rangers would be the second and last meeting this season, as the Canucks edged the Rangers 2-1 and swept the season series. Vancouver extended their longest winning streak this season to 7 games and have outscored opponents 30-17 during the longest winning streak in the National Hockey League. Tyler Myers' point shot from the blue line went right through Rangers goaltender Alexander Georgiev for his 4th goal of the season and put Vancouver up 2-1 with a minute and a half left in regulation. Myers' late third period goal would be the game winner for Vancouver.
You could tell goalie had trouble seeing it, so fortunately went in. It was a big 2 points for us to keep this momentum going. And I think when you look at that goal, we had so much motion, before, it created a little bit of chaos, and it's good to get it.
Jacob Markstrom continued his stellar play in net for the Canucks on 90s night. Markstrom stopped 36 of the 37 shots he faced against the Rangers. Before the game, it was announced that the Canucks goaltender would represent Team Pacific in this year's NHL All-Star Game in St. Louis, making it his first career All-Star Game selection.
It's great. It's obviously a huge honor, but that's more, I feel like, reflecting our team and the way we play. It's it's everybody in this room who helped me. It's not just me. It's the whole team helped me get here, and so. But obviously, yeah, it's a huge honor. I've seen it on TV a lot of years, and it's going to be a fun experience to go there.
Despite leaving Vancouver empty-handed, New York Rangers head coach David Quinn left on a positive note about his team's effort against the Canucks.
I really loved our forecheck. I thought we got out of our end quickly. We didn't mess around with the puck in the neutral zone. I mean, we did almost everything right except score. And, really disappointing. Like you said, it really was a kick in the gut to have that shot go in and to play as well as we did in the third and give that up late. But hey, we've got to fight through some adversity here. I think we can certainly draw from this game to understand what we're going to have to do to have success, and we get home and get some rest and get ready for a big game on Tuesday night.
From Rogers Arena in Vancouver, Anthony Sevilla, Eagle News, always one with 25.
The Toronto Raptors are in a slump. More on that from Eagle News correspondent Sarita Sese.
On December 25th, the Toronto Raptors took on their division rivals, the Boston Celtics. They met on a day where the whole league watched to take notes on who might come out of the East.
The Raptors were coming off a tough overtime loss to the Indiana Pacers just days prior, whereas the Celtics were coming into the game with fresh legs. With key players still out due to injury, the Raptors' depth needed to shine once again to overcome the Celtics. The NBA champions started the game off strong by taking an early 10-point lead, but the gaps in their current roster slowly unveiled as the game went on. The Celtics took advantage of the lack of size for the Raptors as Marc Gasol continues to be sidelined, leaving Serge Ibaka and Chris Boucher to fill in for the big man. Gasol's presence down low was definitely missed as the Celtics dominated on the glass, out-rebounding the Raptors 55-39. In addition to the struggles in the post, the Raptors' offense continues to suffer with the likes of Pascal Siakam and Norman Powell out. The Raptors have been limited in their source of consistent offense, but the value of a player like Fred VanVleet continues to be evident. VanVleet led his team with 27 points on 52.3% shooting from the field, but VanVleet was not able to do it on his own. Canada's Chris Boucher did his best to get his team going as he matched his career high, 24 points on 7 for 10 shooting, but that too wasn't enough to overcome the determined Celtics team. With holes in the current lineup, opposing teams are able to capitalize on both ends of the court. Celtics' young core of Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown took full advantage as they combined for a total of 41 points. When asked about the cause of the team's current slump, head coach of the Toronto Raptors, Nick Nurse, listed a couple of factors.
We're pretty short on our roster, right? We have played a lot of minutes, these guys, in a lot of games in a lot of days. The schedule hasn't been very good to us, right? It's our third game in 4 days. One was an overtime game. One was a come from a 30-point behind game where we used a lot of energy too. So I don't know. Maybe it's just need a little rest. We're going to get some the rest of today and tomorrow, even the next day after that. Believe it or not, so our schedule slows down a little bit.
With the 118-102 loss against the Celtics, the Raptors fall further behind in the Eastern Conference standing. With the trade deadline looming, many around the league are wondering if Masai Ujiri and his staff will be making significant changes to this lineup in order to defend their title. From the Scotiabank Arena, I'm Zarita Sese, Eagle News, 1 with 25.
Eagle News correspondent J.C. Umel has a story about a semi-professional basketball league. As we hear in his report, boxer Manny Pacquiao has a hand in this venture.
Basketball is a sport every Filipino love, no matter where they are.
Here in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, a semi-professional league, Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, known as the MPBL, will have its first stop for a series of regular season games between the Imus Bandera Lux Slim and Zamboanga Family Brand Sardines.
Also, there is a selection game between the Manny Pacquiao All-Star team versus the Calgary All-Star selection.
Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League was founded by boxer and Philippine Senator Manny Pacquiao a couple of years ago. It features regional, commercial, and barangay level leagues with teams on the commercial side to have a common locality in addition to a corporate sponsor.
This league is for players that will be given the chance, a second chance and opportunities, best opportunities to showcase their talents. Because all we know, we know that the Pro League has only limited teams in the PBA. We have only 14 teams. So our CEO founder envisioned this league to give more, again, chances, second chances for our young players. And the most important thing here is the talent of the undiscovered talents of our homegrown players, which we call the local heroes.
Siguro sa dami ng mga trials na pinagdaanan ng Maharlika Pilipinas League at ngayon ang na-achieve namin is napakaganda yung resulta, yung feedback ng tao na lagi nilang pinapanood yung Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Talagang laging pasalamat natin at ang liga ng bawat Pilipino ay nakakapagbigay ng kasiyahan sa ating mga kababayan. Itong Maharlika Philippines Basketball League, ito ay para sa bawat Pilipino. Kasi marami mga galing na, alam na natin pagdating sa basketball, yung Pilipino talagang love nila yung basketball. So ito yung pagkakataon na maipakita yung galing. Kasi maraming mga Pilipino na mahilig talaga sa basketball, magagaling. Kaso nga lang, hindi na ipapakita, hindi na nakikita ng taong bayan. So itong Maharlika Pilipinas magbigay ng chance sa kanila para maipakita yung galing nila.
To all of our kababayans, mga Filipinos abroad or in the country, in the Philippines, please again support this league because we know this league is for our basketball fans and not only for basketball fans because we believe also that again sports can definitely change lives, uplift the spirits of our Filipinos and again motivate them every day.
From Calgary, Alberta, Canada, this is JC Yumul for Eagle News, and I am one with 25.
That's this week's Eagle News. Join us next week for stories that matter to you. Visit our websites at eaglenews.net and eaglenewslive.com. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/eaglenews and on Facebook at facebook.com/eaglenews. Thank you for watching. I'm Thomas I. Likeness. I'm one with 25.